Taxation, Chapter 5, Computation of Taxable Income, Section 31, Taxable Income Defined. The term taxable income means the pertinent items of gross income specified in this code, less the deductions, if any, authorized for such types of income by this code or other special laws. Chapter 6, Computation of Gross Income. Section 32, Gross Income. A. General definition. Gross income, except when otherwise provided in this title. Gross income means all income derived from whatever source, including but not limited to the following. 1. Compensation for services in whatever form, paid, including but not limited to fees, salaries, wages, commissions, and similar items. 2. Gross income derived from the conduct of trade or business or the exercise of a profession. 3. Gains derived from dealings in property. 4. Interest. 5. Rents. 6. Royalties. 7. Dividends. 8. Annuities. 9. Prizes and winnings. 10. Pensions. And 11. Partners' distributive share from the net income of the general professional partnership. B. Exclusion from gross income. The following items shall not be excluded in gross income and shall be exempt from taxation under this title. Again, the following items shall not be excluded in gross income and shall be exempt from taxation under this title. 1. Life insurance. The proceeds of life insurance policies paid to the heirs or beneficiaries upon the death of the insured, whether in a single sum or otherwise, but if such amounts are held by the insurer under an agreement to pay interest thereon, the interest payments shall be included in gross income. 2. Amount received by the insured as return of premium. The amount received by the insured as a return of premiums paid by him under life insurance, endowment, or annuity contracts, either during the term or at the maturity of the term mentioned in the contract or upon surrender of the contract. 3. Gift, bequest, and devices. The value of property acquired by gift, bequest, device, or descent, provided, however, that income from such property as well as gift, bequest, device, or descent of income from any property in cases of transfer of divided interest shall be included in the gross income. 4. Compensation for injuries or sickness. Amount received through accident or health insurance or under Workmen's Compensation Acts as compensation for personal injuries or sickness, plus the amounts of any damages received, whether by suit or agreement, on account of such injuries or sickness. 5. Income exempt under treaty. Income of any kind to the extent required by any treaty obligation binding upon the government of the Philippines. 6. Retirement benefits, pensions, gratuities, etc. A. Retirement benefits received under Republic Act 7641 and those received by officials and employees of private firms, whether individual or corporate, in accordance with reasonable private benefit plan maintained by the employer, provided that the retiring official or employee has been in the service of the same employer for at least 10 years and is not less than 50 years of age at the time of his retirement, provided, provided further that benefits granted under this subparagraph shall be availed of by an official or employee only once. For purposes of this subsection, the term reasonable private benefit plan means a pension, gratuity, stock bonus, or profit-sharing plan maintained by an employer for the benefit of some or all of his all, all of his officials or employees, wherein contributions are made by such employer for the officials or employees, or both, for the purpose of distributing to such officials and employees the earnings and principal of the fund thus accumulated, and wherein it is provided in said plan that at no time shall any part of the corpus or income of the fund, uminom ka ate, be used for, or be diverse to, any purpose other than for the exclusive benefit of the said officials and employees. B. Any amount received by an official or employee or by his heirs from the employer as a consequence of separation of such official or employee from the service of the employer because of death, sickness, or other physical disability, or for any cause beyond the control of the said official or employee. The provisions of any existing law, to the contrary, notwithstanding Social Security benefits, retirement gratuities, pensions, and other similar benefits received by resident or non-resident citizen of the Philippines or aliens who come to reside permanently in the Philippines from foreign government agency and other institution, private or public. D. Payment of benefits due to become due payments of benefits due or to become due to any person residing in the Philippines under the laws of the United States administered by the United States Veterans Administration. E. Benefits received from or enjoyed under the Social Security system in accordance with the provisions of Republic Act 8282. F. Benefits received from the GSIS under Republic Act 8292, including retirement gratuity received by the government officials and employees. 7. Miscellaneous items. Income derived by foreign government. Income derived by foreign government. Income derived from investment in the Philippines, in loans, stocks, bonds, or other domestic securities, or from interest on deposits in bank in the Philippines by 1. Foreign governments, 2. Financing institution owned, controlled, or enjoying refinancing from foreign governments, and 3. International and regional government. 3. International or regional financial institution established by foreign government. B. Income derived by government or its political subdivision. Income derived from any public utility or from the exercise of any essential government function accruing to the government of the Philippines or to any political subdivision thereof. C. Prizes and awards. Prizes and awards made primarily in recognition of religious, charitable, scientific, educational, artistic, literary, or civic achievement, but only if 1. The recipient was selected without any action or his part to enter the contest or proceeding. 2. The recipient is not required to render substantial future services as a condition to receiving the prize or award. D. Prizes and awards in sport competitions. All prizes and awards granted to athletes in local and international sports competitions and tournaments, whether held in the Philippines or abroad, and sanctioned by their national sports association. 3. I'd rather E. Letter E, 13-month pay and other benefits. Gross benefits received by official and employee. Gross benefits received by officials and employees of public and private entities, provided, however, that the total exclusion under this subparagraph shall not exceed 90,000, which shall cover 1. Benefits received by officials and employees of the national and local government pursuant to Republic Act 6686. 2. Benefits received by employees pursuant to Presidential Decree number 851 as amended by Memorandum Order number 28 dated August 13, 1986. 3. Benefits received by officials and employees not covered by Presidential Decree number 851 as amended by Memorandum Order number 28 dated August 13, 1986, and 4. Other benefits such as productivity incentives and Christmas bonus. Okay. Section 33, Special Treatment of Fringe Benefits. A. Imposition of tax. Effective January 1, 2018 and onwards, a final tax of 35% is hereby imposed on the gross up monetary value of fringe benefit furnished or granted to the employee by the employer, whether except rank and file employees as defined herein, by the employer, whether an individual or a corporation, unless the fringe benefit is required by the nature of or the necessary of the trade, business, or profession of the employer, or when the fringe benefit is for the convenience or advantage of the employer. The tax herein imposed is payable by the employer, which tax shall be paid in the same manner as provided for under Section 57 letter A of this code. The gross up monetary value of the fringe benefit shall be determined by dividing the actual monetary value of the fringe benefit of 65% effective January 1, 2018 and onwards, provided, however, that fringe benefit furnished to employees and taxable under subsections B, C, D, and E of Section 25 shall be taxed at the applicable rates imposed thereat, provided further that the gross up value of the fringe benefit shall be determined by dividing the actual monetary value of the fringe benefit by the difference between 100% and the applicable rates of income tax under subsection B, C, D, and E of Section 25. B. Fringe benefit defined. For purposes of this section, the term fringe benefit means any good, service, or other benefit furnished or granted in cash or in kind by any employer to an individual employee, except rank and file employees as defined herein, such as but not limited to the following: 1. Housing. 2. Expense account. 3. Vehicle of any kind. 4. Household personnel such as maid, driver, and others. 5. Interest on loan at less than market rate. to the extent of the difference between the market rate and actual rate granted. 6. Membership fees, dues, and other expenses borne by the employer for the employee in social athletic clubs or other similar organization. 7. Expenses for foreign travel. 8. Holiday and vacation expenses. 9. Educational assistance to the employee or his dependents. And 10. Life or health insurance and other non-life insurance premiums or similar amounts in excess of what the law allows. C. Fringe benefit not taxable. The following fringe benefits are not taxable under this section. 1. Fringe benefits which are authorized and exempted from tax under special laws. 2. Contributions of the employer for the benefit of the employee to retirement, insurance, and hospitalization benefit plans. 3. Benefits given to the rank and file employees, whether granted under a collective bargaining agreement or not. 4. De minimis benefits as defined in the rules and regulations to be promulgated by the Secretary of Finance upon recommendation of the Commissioner. The Secretary of Finance is hereby authorized to promulgate, upon recommendation of the Commissioner, such rules and regulations as are necessary to carry out efficiently and fairly the provisions of this section, taking into account the peculiar nature and special need of the trade, business, and profession of the employer.